So we're going to pull up a little drill card that we have right here for you. And it might be a little bit hard to read or see, but I tried the best I could since, some of the base runners are all over the place on here. But we're using 5 base runners at a time. So you have base runner number 1, you'll see there's actually a tee and there's a ball on that. And what he does is he hits the ball. As soon as he hits the ball, he takes off and runs to first base. There's a guy behind him that as soon as the ball's hit, he actually rounds like he hit a double, and he goes from home to second. So if you look at the next guy, once runner 1 goes from home to first, he's now at first base. The guy that was behind him, runner 2, is now at second base. So when the next batter hits, they'll do the same thing. One will run through first, one will run through second. The guy that's on first is going first to third on the hit. The guy that's on second is going second to home on the hit. So the guy on third base, the third base coach, is giving signs, whether he wants to bring him in, whether he wants him to stop. So it's a good way for him to, the guy on first base, he's bringing third. The guy on second base, he's bringing home. And then there's a guy, the last runner is on third base. So depending on what the ball does, when the guy hits the ball, if he hits it on the ground, he just takes off home. If he hits it in the air, he'll actually go back, tag, and then go home. So it's a great way to get 5 runners going at the same exact time. So it's a really fun way. The kids have a good time. As coaches, you can kind of walk around. So everybody's really reading the ball off the bat and then taking off running. So you can spend just 5 minutes on that. The kids will be gassed because they're constantly running somewhere, whether they're going home to first, whether they're going home to second, whether they're going first to third, second to third, or tagging up and going home. So that was just a small little drill card that we have right there for you. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up. We'll make a link and we'll actually put it into the comments so you guys can just copy this and use it in practice. You can probably just take a screenshot of it as well. And I'll try to make sure that on Tuesday in practice, we'll run the same exact drill. I'll videotape it and then we'll have it for you guys. So that's just a fun way to work base running and to mix that into your routine. So
yeah, before I head into the video that I want to show, Coach Adams got a good question. I have some players, when they're getting their lead at second, they take 2 steps back towards center field before going towards third. Is that correct? Their coach last year has taught them this. I personally don't like when players get too deep, and what Coach is talking about, like they get out to their lead and then they work backwards. And you'll hear some coaches talk about creating a better angle around third base. But what we're doing when we go deeper like that and we work out, towards the shortstop, we're actually making our path to third base a little bit longer. We're no longer running in a straight line from second to third. We're backing up, creating it a longer distance. I do like it a little bit with 2 outs. 2 outs, maybe backing up a step or 2, just because we really are going to cheat and try to score from second to home. But with no outs or 1 out, I like to be straight in line. Maybe 1 step back at most. But a lot of kids like to drift way, way back, and they got the shortstop in their back pocket. I'm not a big fan of that.
And I also think that when you bring yourself back like that, it makes it much harder to read the ball in the dirt. Right, that dirt ball read now, like Steve said, you're much further away, so your angle to third base is probably 3 or 4 more steps that you're gonna have to take to actually steal that base. So getting in a straight line, getting real close to the line, is what I like, because we're looking to take that bag as much as possible, and we want to be the distance to be as short as possible. Yeah, so definitely. I agree 100%.